Guy, I have a subject line that grabbed your attention. You did. I'd like to get Rick's thoughts on the below. Okay. I recently moved to a higher ranked golf club with a mate. The new club allows strangers to tag along to your tee time if you haven't filled all the gaps. This wasn't allowed at my last club. So, for example, if this guy and his mate book a tee time at 10 a.m. and there's only those two on, there's therefore 2 spots, random members can join that tee time. Given it is only 2 of us that play, this is likely to happen most weeks. Do you think it's fair? My issue with this is I enjoy the round far more when playing just with my mates. I've had some questionable characters tag along to the tee times before when I've played with guests at other clubs. Notably, a chap who only took driver off the tee regardless of whether it was a par 3 or a par 5. For reference, his drive went about 220 yards. He had to apologise for hitting the next tee box off a par 3, so he was massively overhitting it. What is your verdict? Should this be allowed or not? I hope this gets featured. I'm a member of the clubhouse. I've been listening every week for 2.5 years.
Legend.
So, answer that, Rick. Is it fair? Can you see both sides from the golf club's point of view and from the members' point of view?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? I've been very fortunate that's not really ever happened to me.
No.
Has it happened to have you ever?
I've had it before. I had it once to play golf in Dubai years and years ago, where me and my colleague at the time played a golf course, and 2 random people were paired with us. But I was playing the golf course for free via my old job, so I wasn't too fussed. And they ended up being quite a pleasant older couple, so it was fine. It happens in club comps, but you choose to play with random people, and that's part of it. And I suppose the difference with the club comp is you're playing really for that competitive side. So it's kind of like, right, I'm focused on my own score today. If I get paired with a random guy who's not pleasant or is pleasant, that's just whatever. If it's a Saturday or a Sunday and you're playing golf with your friend for a bit of a catch-up and just a general nice day out or whatever, and a random person gets put with it, even if they're pleasant, you've got to make forced conversation. You can't have the same conversations you're planning on having. It does change the dynamic massively. Yeah. But the golf club are thinking, we've got all these members to service. There's 2 tee times free on you. There's 2 spaces on your tee time. Let's fill them.
I know. It is nice to play with other people, definitely. I think where it's got to be somewhat managed is almost being able to put like-minded individuals together, similar golf standards together, potentially. Is that a doable feat?
The handicapped one is definitely, but doesn't just, you could get paired with someone who's off 5, but you could hate them. Someone off 28 could be brilliant. Like, it's not always, ability does come into it, definitely, but it's not always I'd rather play with someone off 28 who's dead sound than someone who's off scratch who's a tosser.
You'd almost need to be able to, to some degree, have like a way of being able to somewhat vet or filter, have common interests.
Yeah.
Like you'd be able to set up a profile to go, I'm a United fan. I'm from this area.
Not playing
I play
with you
this
then.
handicap. That's actually fine. And it might go, well, actually, I think I'd get on with that guy. I think a lot of his interests kind of match my interests or whatever it may be.
But how do you go, if you're this guy, I won't say his name, and you've booked on to play with your friend again, 10 o'clock on a Sunday, and you get there and there's probably almost worse if there's one person, because if there's 2 who know each other, you could almost go, right, yeah, you do your thing, we'll do our thing to a degree. There's one random person, even if they're all right, like, it is quite awkward, isn't it? You've never met them before.
I'm trying to put myself in that situation.
And I think it's a mindset. I think, again, as a golfer, I think most people, one of the bizarre things, I've said this before with golf is, if you gave me a random person, right, and said, right, you've got to sit in the car and go to Scotland with this person who I've never met, it's going to be so awkward. I'm thinking, what am I saying? What do we talk about? Oh, I don't like it. That same person, you go in saying, right, you're going to play 18 holes of golf together. It's weirdly fine. It's just something about it that makes it fine. And I think most golfers could agree with that and at least resonate with that to a degree because of in club comps this happens. But it is different in a friendly game of golf because it is more, you should be chatting and it's not as serious and there's a random person there.
It happens in America a lot more. I think it happens in the UK. There's, St. Andre's, the funny Instagram page.
I saw that one recently.
They've done a few funny sketches where it's like a 2-ball turned up to the actual tee and the starter goes, "Are you just a 2?" And, "Oh yeah, we're just a 2, all right." And he says, "Oh, I've got someone to play with," and it's like some bizarre person who's going to play with them.
Question for you then. Let's take Rick Shiels back 15 years or so, whatever it was, and you're back in the Mere Pro Shop. I'm a member, and my mate Ed is a member as well. Me and Ed book a 4-ball. We get in on Sunday at 10 o'clock, and we go, "Oh yeah, sorry, we're not a 4-ball anymore, we're only a 2. And we go, "Oh, okay." We go out and play. Nobody joins us because it's too short notice. Next week it happens again. We book on for a 4. Just me and Ed turn up. Oh yeah, sorry, our playing partners haven't turned up. Third week comes about, same happens again. Would you start to say something and say, look, why are you booking for a 4 and only 2 of you come? We've done it to make sure that no one joins us and last minute cancel those 2. Would you have an issue with it as a pro shop employee, or would you just let it slide?
It depends on
factors.
So many factors. Like, is that how I'm being judged? Like, are my bosses, is my pro or the club owner putting pressure on me, or is the committee putting pressure on me to make sure that every tea time is full so we capitalise the revenue streams? Or is it my gig and I'm like, I quite like that guy.
Let him slide.
Quite like that guy, Ned. Go on, lads. Have fun.
Yeah.
It's a little treat on me.
What about then? The easiest way to do it would be to book on for a 4 for this guy and his friend and say, oh, we might have 2 joining us. So they just put like a line through the name or whatever.
The biggest challenge, I don't think it'll be the club the pro shop. It's a similar story to we had last week. I actually think other members will pull you up before the club would. I think other members would go, whoa, we're getting put with Tom, Dick and Harry. Why are Guy and Ed being able to do what they want?
Yeah.
It's a really tricky one. I don't know the answer because I understand it from a golf club standpoint. They've got tea times, they've got to fill them. But from a golfer standpoint, and you're there, you're going out with your mate, nice little 2-ball. Do you really want to have someone random join you? It's a really tough one. I don't know.
No,
but on that, you have got to look at it in a positive light. That you never know what these partnerships can blossom into.
No.
Potentially, you get put with. Listen, you might get put with the love of your life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What would be 3 ideal situations then? So this guy's called George. I can say his first name because there's nothing behind it. So George tees up with his friend. He gets put with the love of his life.
Yeah.
Whoever that may be.
I mean, if Melissa and Scarlett suddenly turn up on the first tee.
Yeah. Or Michael and Stephen.
Obviously, Michael and Stephen. You might go, okay.
Yeah, we can make this work. We can have a foursome.
I'm game.
Yep, for a foursome.
Where are my car keys?
Or it could be that George tees off and he gets put out with an older gentleman, let's just say. And he says, hi, my name's Michael. And I am George. After 18 hours. Michael says, you know what? I've actually got a very successful business. It's got a turnover of £17.2 million a year. But I've got any family, no friends. So I'd like to put in my will.
Great. I really like that bar you made on 7.
Yeah. So then George becomes a multimillionaire. That could work.
I mean, that's a scenario.
Yeah. There's lots of different scenarios. Or you could be a football fan. You could get put into a group with a guy who's got a season ticket who that next weekend can't make the game. You put the same team. You're Coventry City fans, let's just say. Next thing you go into Coventry City. Or go on.
You get put with a stalker.
Of George.
No, if you're there,
yeah,
okay, you're teeing off, and someone turns up going, hi, Guy.
I knew you were teeing off at 12:04 today.
I listened to you on the podcast. I really want to.
Yeah.
Can I play golf for you?
I quite like that.
Can I come around to your house?
Yep.
What day do you take your bins out?
Tuesday. Wednesday this week's bank holiday.
If you find me in it, then I was just.
You'll find plenty of Easter egg boxes, my friend.
I think, like I say, there's lots of different outcomes. I think embrace them all. From a stalker to a new love of your life.
So just to clarify, you can confirm on this podcast, Rick, you are always open to extending to a threesome or a foursome.
Always.
Never say no.
If you enjoyed that video clip, be sure to subscribe to the channel and check out the weekly full-length episodes every single Tuesday. You can also listen to it in the car on Apple, Spotify, and all of your favourite podcast platforms.